Racewalking has a blessing and curse in that the only equipment you need is a good pair of well-fitted shoes. The problem is, at any given time, there are few, if any, athletic shoes specifically designed for racewalkers. Look at a walker's closet, and you'll find a littered mess of shoes. Some are severely worn out and hung onto because their beloved model was discontinued, while others are in pristine condition because they weren't right for racewalking. The search for the perfect shoe is an ongoing challenge for racewalkers. The solution is simple in theory, but difficult to implement. Most racewalkers resort to finding a pair of running shoes, usually long-distance racing flats, that have the following characteristics. A low heel. Racewalkers strike the ground with significantly less impact, and therefore do not need the level of cushioning found in most traditional running shoes. Observe the difference between the heels of a shoe specifically designed for racewalking with a support-focused running shoe. However, care must be taken when selecting a shoe with a low heel. If the heel is too cushiony, it might collapse under heel strike, as shown with the shoes on the right. The sole of the shoe should flex in the right places, but not the wrong ones. Flexibility under the ball of the foot is desirable to facilitate a stronger push-off from behind the body. A lack of rigidity under the arch of the shoe is bad. It leads the shoe to collapsing under the middle of the weight-bearing foot, causing the hamstring muscle to elongate in a manner that leads to injuries. An ample toe box allows the foot to spread out comfortably, reducing the chance of injury and assisting with push-off. The proper last. When a walker's foot strikes the ground, it lands on the outer corner of the heel. As the stride progresses, the foot rolls towards the big toe. The degree that the foot rolls inward indicates the degree of pronation in a walker's stride. Walkers with an overly inward pronation require a straight-lasted shoe. Walkers without enough inward pronation, those that supinate or underpronate, require a curved-lasted shoe. If you're fortunate enough to pronate normally, then select a semi-curved last. However, selecting a shoe with the proper last can be difficult. It's best to ask a professional for help. A sturdy heel counter or heel cup is desirable, but it may be the hardest characteristic to find in a running shoe. With more support in the heel, a racewalker gets rigidity where they need it most, at heel strike. Additionally, the rear of the shoe needs to provide enough room for your Achilles tendon, and thus it should have a notch in the back as shown. So how can you decide what shoe is right? We recommend going to a real running store, the kind of store like this one. They specialize in running shoes, are operated by athletically minded individuals who can watch how you walk or run and determine the best shoes for you. You should know that not all running stores will be familiar with the needs of a racewalker, but if you bring them this list of characteristics, they can match your specific needs with these features, fit you properly, and ensure that you have the best selection available. A final note, don't wear your shoes too long. Everyone is different. Observe the shoes from Olympians Tim Seaman and Miranda Melville. Both are excessively worn. When shoes have holes and worn-out tread, it's clear that they should be replaced. However, shoes may need to be replaced sooner. If the shoe warps to one side or is unevenly compressed, it's time for them to go. Remember, the cost of new shoes is trivial in comparison to the cost of an injury.